Again, I want to thank my colleague, Senator Shelley Mayer and Assemblymember Reyes for this important legislation. I'm thinking about Assemblymember Cunningham as in a previous press conference, he actually made this point. I thought it'd be salient. Like, what what can you say that hasn't already been said? I'm giving you credit while you're standing here. If you weren't standing here, but I think when you talk about the complexity of reproductive care and why we're standing here as a legislative body and pushing for this essential service, it can really be condensed down into three things. One, as a state, we believe in autonomy, right? Yes. We believe that women should have autonomy over their bodies. The second piece to this equation also stems with the idea and values we center in this issue, and that is we recognize that we must protect it. And so taking these steps to protect this essential care, such as reproductive care, abortion, access, that is critical. And the third piece is access, and that's what this bill does. It literally is expanding access to this essential care. And as a state, and we've heard colleagues say that we have to be a leader, and I always ask the question, what does that mean to the everyday person? That when we say as a state we want to be a leader on this issue, what does that look like? We have taken steps and continue to take steps on the policy side as it relates to this critical issue. And that's one of the first things, in being a new senator, I was proud to, one of the first things I voted on related to this essential care. But also being a leader requires us to listen. And what we are doing as a state, we are listening to the women in our state because they are telling us that we have to do more. And the country is demonstrating that if we don't do more, not only will it be failing all of the women here in the state, but the millions of people that are coming to our state as we speak because of policy decisions that are happening in other states that are having an impact on us as a country. And so I wanted to lift that up because it can sometimes get lost in translation, and I'm all about keeping it very simple. What we are doing with this bill and the many other bills that we are passing focuses on those three key areas, and we have to continue because we know that if we don't, not only will there be a loss of life, right? It also blends into other things because it sets a precedent for determining what issues get focused on. And if we sit by idly and let this go on and, as one of my colleagues said, become comfortable, then we will be lulled into a false sense of security because although we are taking steps as a state that are important, we have to continue to do more. And so again, I just want to thank Senator Mayer and Assemblymember Reyes for their leadership on this issue with their bill that they have put forward, and I'm a proud co-sponsor, and I implore all of us to continue fighting, not just as a legislature, not just as an executive branch, but as an entire state, centering our advocates who are on the ground every day, hearing directly from our constituents that we make these steps, these policies, these practices equitable, and ensure that we have access to this essential care of reproductive care. Thank you.